Well, we're at the end of the year, folks, and gosh forbid, just everything has been too much, and then we have to end with an AEW pay-per-view. I don't even know right now. This company this has probably been the company's worst year like they've had in the 5 years they've been around. And it's only going to get more not good, I guess. Well, I hope it doesn't. I want it to get good again, but
No need to fear, I'm here.
you made it just in time.
Hey, you know me, I'm Mr. Impeccable Timing. You ought to see me with a stopwatch having a heart attack. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't think I want to, regardless, but
Oh, Coffee, you know you like watching a guy shake, 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 shake that booty.
oh god.
Are you there? Who's also in the thingy-majig?
Just
Dean?
I'm here,
Dean.
Quite
No, great.
Just Dean
A guy
right
living
now.
perpetually in a helium-based atmosphere.
So
Oh,
we've
God.
already had the players, the resident jokester Kwai Jam and the resident John Moxley stand
No, the
Steven.
resident prognosticator of all the smartest marks. Me.
Whatever. Never mind. We have a show to run through, so let's
You mean
just
Gunther
go.
through?
Stop it. Now, I'm going to be tackling three at once with this one picture here.
Be sure to give him fair warning.
Yeah, stop it. Yeah, but we've got... First, there's Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Continental Classic semifinal. Then Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet here. For the, whatchamacallit.
The Continental Classic title.
Continental Classic semifinal.
Semifinal, but still.
Because then it's either Okada or Ricochet versus Fletcher or Ospreay for the actual championship itself.
Mm-hmm.
Due to being the reigning AEW Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada was the first to be entered into the 2024 Continental Classic. On November 24th, the rest of the 12-man field was announced. Okada, Shelton Benjamin, Mark Briscoe, Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, the Beast Mortos, they were all drawn in the Blue League, while Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Brody King, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Juice Robinson were drawn into the Gold League. Uh-oh, what's this? Juice Robinson sustained an injury in his first match against Will Ospreay and was replaced for the remainder of the tournament by Commander. Not that it matters anyways now, because, yeah. And of course, the leagues were done in a round-robin tournament format over the following weeks, with the top two wrestlers in each block at the conclusion of the league phase securing semi-final matches at World's End. During Dynamite's Christmas Day special on Dynamite, the 34th Street, Fletcher and Okada secured their spots in the semifinals as Blue League representatives, Ricochet and Ospreay as Gold League representatives, setting up a first-time bout between Ricochet and Okada, and a rematch from Full Gear between Fletcher and Ospreay. So, yeah. I mean, this is what it is right now. I mean, there's been too much. There's been a rule change that has kind of screwed things up, but I've already ranted about this company enough as is, and I'm kind of not in the mood to go full on crazy given that I kind of already did that in the Full Gear podcast, so let's just move along. Here's what I'm going to do for this one since we're tackling three. When I go over for each of you, you will give your matches for Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, and then from whoever your picks are from there in the final, to make it to the final, you'll pick from there for the final. So, Dean, we'll start with you. Starting with Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher.
Ospreay.
And then Okada versus Ricochet.
Okada.
And then who between your picks would ultimately win the Continental Championship?
Ospreay.
Ooh, bold. Bold choice. And now it's Kwai Jam's turn.
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at some great pictures of Ricochet's theoretical bald spot. What was that again?
Alright, your picks now. Just pick who you think is going to win each of the respective matches.
First off, it's Ospreay versus Fletcher?
Yeah, Ospreay versus Fletcher.
Oh, the most likely guy who will win this is Kyle Fletcher to start with.
Wow, that's bold. And then between Okada and Ricochet.
Well, for shits and giggles, I would go with Ricochet, but to keep the meta going and how Okada is just book solid, it's going to be Okada.
And then between those two you picked, who is going to either retain or become the new Continental Champion?
Oh, that is so easy. This man is the hottest heel in the business right now, comparative on all the promotions right now. I'm going to say your new what a Continental Classic champion will be Kyle Fletcher. Well, whatever. The CCT champion will be the protostar Kyle Fletcher. I'm all in on Fletcher right now.
Yeah.
Not to beg an AEW pay-per-view pun, but there you go.
That's fine.
Fletcher.
That's fine. We all love bad puns that we're forced to cough up $1 for in the jar every time we.
Hey, don't talk about me about coughing up things, okay?
Oh, hey,
come on.
Tyvon. Harley disagree with you, coffee. AEW.
Hey, Tyvon's in the chat, and he's an Arial font this time.
Well, first of all, yes. By the way, he misses you. And then, yeah, I know. I'll say they've definitely had highlights, Tyvon. I will say that much. There definitely has been some good for this company, but there
dude, my
has still
favorite,
been some bad. So
my favorite CC2 match, at least in the preliminaries, outside the semifinals and final, last week's near killing of Darby Allin.
Yeah, I'm going
with Osprey, dude. That's like my favorite match of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think Quiet Jam's on to something. Definitely, I think.
Second, definitely Briscoe and Mortis, dude.
Yeah, so
Briscoe and Mortis.
Kyle Fletcher will advance to the finals, and Okada will probably have to by de facto. And you know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna get the risky one out of the way. Yeah, Kyle Fletcher for the win on this.
Yes,
Why the
I'm
hell
2 for 2.
not? Next. Oh, hold on. Next. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, who I'm probably going to be feeling like. Maybe I should do the dark cosplay version of him at some point, because I already did the light version. And then, let's see, yeah. Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, Jay White, 4-way AEW World Championship.
Oh so boy, this is a loaded match.
So now the other three are finally all intertwined in this fucking Death Rider Vortex bullshit. We know Cassidy has already been involved for a bit now, but now finally Hangman and Jay White and their beef has finally spilled over into this. I can't even be asked to keep track of this crap anymore. You just
can't just. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You just can't just this anymore.
Yeah. Pretty much. Dean, who you got? Dean, hello?
Dean, are you there?
Do I?
Oh, darn Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Hello, can you hear me?
Thank goodness.
What's up? Who you got?
Okay. What match was it? It was cut out.
It's the title match for the AEW World Title for all 4 guys.
Oh well, we're starting off with this match. Okay.
This is the 4th match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 4th match. Sorry, I'm just Moxley is retaining.
Alright, what about you, Quiet Jam?
Okay, this is going to be a very long-winded description here, but yes, I completely agree with my fellow coffee lover here that this whole big angle by AEW to do a soft reset towards the new year, this was done by design. This whole Moxley Death Riders invading AEW thing, it's nothing but a softcore version of what WWE tried to do in the past with Retribution and no differently the Nexus. And it's all people who pre-existingly existed in the promotion trying to heavily rung themselves into running a company, or at least having the power of a title to fuel their faction. But in this match, this is to me the most. God, this is probably to me of all the AEW pay-per-views in 5 years. This one is the hardest one to call, the hardest call. But let's look at it from 360 degrees. Okay, there are 3 baby faces, 2 of which is Jay White and Hangman, were rushed into a babyface turn. They were rushed into it. Okay, now really, you need to ask yourself one question with this match: does this, if winning the AEW title, benefit Jay White, Hangman, and the other guy? Does it benefit them in any way, shape, or fashion to be a solidified babyface? I don't think it does anything for anybody, to be honest. The most logical booking I see here would go as follows. The match goes into a long-winded fight. Everybody does their moves. Everybody does their ringside spots, what have you. What you come to expect from all these people. But there is going to be an intervention probably near the end of the match with the Death Riders coming to ring, and this is Claudio, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and definitely Maria Shafir. But what I think is going to play the catalyst to stopping, how funny when it comes to Jay White in this match, but the people that come in and basically square the ringside and gets them out of the way of interfering in this match will be the creme de la creme of the mid card of AEW. So you're going to be seeing maybe Top Flight, Private Party, the minions that are now the freaking Dark Order. They're all going to come to ringside and play safe. Okay? So you've got them neutralized at ringside, and whoever's in the ring is whoever's in the ring. It could be Hangman, but like I said, they're all going to have their moment in the sun on beating Moxley and getting some comeuppance. But here's what I see happening. Darby Allin comes down with a throng of AEW faithful, okay, to do his part. But what starts out as a meaningful helping, the good effort for somebody to win this title away from the throngs of the Death Riders will end with Darby Allin accidentally coffin dropping one of the three gentlemen in this match. Okay? And then what will happen is Moxley will pin 1, 2, 3 and retain the AEW title. Now this is where things get interesting. This is your real Swerve Strickland of the match, okay? Guess whose father's music hits right after the three?
Oh no!
It is one of the best booked veterans in all of AEW. This side of, I want to say, maybe Dustin Rhodes. It's my father, Christian Cage, comes to ringside with his family. The family that actually feels like a family, unlike Don Callis. He comes into the ring. He grabs Moxley. Hits an unprettier, maybe on a steel chair or some type of intervention done by his family. He pins Moxley 1, 2, 3, and they the new AEW World Heavyweight title, and this will be his first title reign as AEW title, and this will fully push down that reset button to start making people run after Christian Cage. But your new AEW World Champion, at the spite of the Death Riders, and at the spite of a newly turning heel, and may I say, last of the four pillars of AEW who has not gone heel in 5 years, Mr. Darby Allin. Darby Allin joins the Death Riders, and in that morass, Christian Cage becomes your new AEW World Heavyweight title champion. And that is what I want to see, and this makes the most sense.
Oh, wow, that was, yeah. Okay, before I even get to it,
because Christian Cage is sitting on that title shot, and he's been false cashing it in so far for 3 last pay-per-views. So this is where he actually does it.
Okay, I get it. Sorry here, but before I even get to my pick, I have some sad, sudden news to report. Not from the wrestling world, but in the sports world, is that trailblazing CBS Sports broadcast legend Greg Gumbel has died at the age of 78.
Wow.
Yeah.
His brother Brian's still doing it.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, he'd been unhealthy. I've read several articles about his health status.
I didn't even know.
Well, I think it's cancer, but I don't know what the report says.
I'll have to look. But rest in peace, Greg Gumbel. Back to the business at hand now.
Wait, who? Who's that?
Greg Gumbel, the brother of Brian Gumbel, who was a sportscaster, passed away in the 70s.
Yeah, Greg Gumbel did a lot of NFL coverage.
Brian Gumbel, you might remember from the NBC's Today Show in the 1980s and the early 90s.
And of course, he was an anchor. He was in the Seinfeld Puffy Shirt episode as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to remember that. But Greg Gumbel was very prevalent as the lead anchor on a lot of the Olympic coverage for NBC Sports. Right. So let's remember that.
Right. Okay. Now back to the business at hand. I'm just gonna say Jon Moxley's gonna retain for now. Whether Christian Cage actually does that after the match, we'll see. But
it would push the storyline further, and then but you still have a solid heel, a veteran heel, holding the title and having the power. And Christian has been slow burning his way up to this point. He's even said this is the penultimate point where he wanted to cash in, at World's End. And come on, befitting title. Yeah, and then the Death Riders are still within arm's reach of the title. but Darby Allin's the newest cog of the
And
AEW faithful to
And
fall.
I'm just gonna go with Moxley. Next. Oh, brother. MJF versus Adam Cole for the freaking Diamond Ring.
The Dynamite Diamond Ring. Can you believe this?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Has that ring ever had any meaning to it anyways? By
Well,
the way,
MJF held it for like 3. He won the Battle Royal, I think, 3 years ago
He's
is when
the
he first
only
got that
holder
ring.
of that damn ring, I swear. He's the only one.
I mean, Ric Flair, back in his day, in the 80s, did the same exact gimmick. He had a ring that he won, he bought in the NWA and AWA, and he used it as a foreign object several times. But he never used it when he got to WCW, so there you go. There's a little history on rings and great heels.
Look, I've already ranted enough about how they've screwed this whole feud up, and I really don't want to go back through again. But all I'm going to say is, burn this match off, and we will never, ever speak
Get a pre-show match and let us forget about this ever happened to either of these gentlemen.
Never speak of this feud ever again.
Yeah, it wasn't even a feud. It was just a space filler.
This was, quite frankly, one of the worst booked feuds in the history of this company, and I can say that without any exaggeration.
It's the worst feud that MJF has ever been in.
Oh,
definitely. Be it by association of his input or by Tony Khan just being lazy.
Oh, absolutely, man. But yeah,
absolutely.
Dean, who you got?
I got MJF.
And what about you, Quiet Jam?
Like as beautifully put by Coffee, which is kind of a stretch of imagination times just to satisfy the joke. This is the worst thing that MJF has ever been affiliated with, because you don't start a feud toward this pay-per-view by having MJF one side doing vignettes over and over again, getting massaged, spending, you know what I mean, being in a mansion doing vignettes. This was very lazy on both Tony Khan's front of creative and by MJF, who you could never imagine being lazy in a storyline, but this was just the laziest thing MJF has ever been in or done. And I think MJF had a lot of input on this. I think he got tired of having to put effort in, and he just wants to put a kibosh on this whole, history of him, moonlighting with the Brochachos and being a face, which was like, it was like your Summer of Punk thing for AEW for that year, And honestly, this is a glorified. This shouldn't be a card match. This should be a pre-show match. And I hate to say that because you couldn't imagine Adam Cole and MJF being such prestigious wrestlers being, linchpinned into the pre-show match. But this is a literal pre-show match. Unless if they give a match of a lifetime here, that's the only saving grace for this whole thing. And like I said, this thing should be put away like Marmaduke once getting testicular cancer. But I'm going to say, in this case, just so we can have bragging rights, I'm going to say Adam Cole.
Bold choice, but I mean, if MJF hasn't lost the ring by now, who's to say he isn't even gonna?
Well, he illegally brings it into the ring in his trunks, no different from Joey Ryan and a cherry-flavored Tootsie Pop.
Anymore.
Come on.
I'm just going with MJF. I don't care about this anymore. Next. Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight. The more I try and pronounce that word, it almost sounds like D-U-wanna, like Tijuana street fight. Do you want to go to
Tijuana? That's funny.
Do you want to go to Tijuana? Yeah, you see...
I don't want to see Thunder Rosa in wrestling anymore, to be honest, at this point.
I mean, I don't even get it here. The women's division is what it is right now.
It's not even a division. It's a now and again. That's all it is. It's a now and again Tony Khan's deluded mind. He's undermined the women's division since the beginning.
Right.
And I hate to put it like that, but that's the absolute truth.
And only now that Tony Storm is back is he actually going to give a shit again.
Yeah. Make Insomnia great again.
Nah. Diener. Come on.
Me. Why me?
I think he's starting to lose his enthusiasm for this part. I can't blame him, though. And what about you, Kwai Jam?
Okay, this like I'm gonna say something is probably gonna trigger Tyvon, but Jesus Christ, dude, Thunder Rosa, much like the Joshi wrestlers, has been nothing but a waste of time, a literal waste of time. If Thunder Rosa was like one of the three top women in this company, she would have not been linchpinned like every other female wrestler this side of Anna Jay into a street fight slash hardcore match slash anything in the ring used as a fair weapon. Okay, if Tony Khan really took this women's division seriously, then they would not have to go back to gimmick matches over and over and over and over again. Okay, this Tony Storm creative movement of her doing the whole Stockholm syndrome, forgetting her 1 year and a half in the AEW is one of the greatest characters female wrestlers ever come up with Price with what's her name timeless Tony Storm. This is a throwaway match. This should be literally on the pre-show that nobody ever remembers again. As much as Adam Cole. Can I finish my line? Thank you. So definitely another hardcore gimmick match that should not be happening in this division. But like I said, much like the women's division in NXT and in the WWE main product, it's all afterthought. It's only there to pop the young women into potentially going to pro wrestling later in life. So, finishing off this long-winded answer, I do not care about this match. This is the most throwaway match in the whole show. I want Thunder Rosa to be on the Espanol commentary table and nothing else for the rest of her career. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the absent-minded Tony Storm on this one.
I'm going with Mariah May next.
Mariah May.
Yeah. All right, Konosuke Takeshita.
It was Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm, dude.
No, I said it's Mariah May.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh God, don't tell me.
No. Yeah, you 40 and slipped Tony Storm in there, dude.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Dean, did I hear things?
No, I didn't. I said
he said May.
May.
He said May.
Tony Storm.
Okay, well, maybe it's a three-way.
No, it's not. It's just Mariah May and Thunder Rosa.
Well, I can't tell the difference between Tony Storm and Mariah Ray. The irony being that she came in literally as a carbon copy of Tony Storm.
Well, guess what? Storm thinks she's back again in AEW for the first time, not even remembering.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go Mariah May in this case.
Yeah, now back to here. Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs for the AEW International Championship. One word to describe this match: banger. This could probably be match of the night, assuming Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, or close to match of the night, but we'll see. Dean?
Will Ospreay.
What?
No, we're on Takeshita and Hobbs.
Takeshita, sorry, Takeshita.
There, and now why?
Boy, and I thought my brain
I think he
lapsed.
needs to go take a shitta.
No, I need to eat some food that makes him less of a chance of taking a shitta.
All right, Kwai-Jam, your turn.
Okay, Takeshita is the second strongest heel in the company. Okada is a distant third, I'm sorry, but he's been non-existent since the EVPs went home to play with their waterfall. So, yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a weak match for this title, but Takeshita is such a stud. He's one of 3 studs in this company right now, and I do mean proverbial stud. Not to mention a actual Japanese wrestler who is leading of a generation, unlike Nakamura, who took forever to get a U.S. title and make that title look like something out of a Akira Kurosawa film. But golly, this is going to be. I agree with you. This is going to probably be match of the night over the Continental Classic matches, and that's saying a lot. But I think Powerhouse Hobbs is going to put in a record performance here. I think this is going to be his best match performance we've ever seen from him, because he is a stud. So I'm going to say Takeshita retains. Takeshita retains.
I'm going with Takeshita retaining as well. So, yeah.
It's all Callis family. It's all Callis family.
And finally, the last one. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I don't have this turned down. There we go. Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander 2, AEW TBS Championship. Stealing your joke, need I remind you, Sheepster, that it was MJF who basically coined it? I know you're his doppelganger and all, but for goodness sake, never mind. Honestly, I'm kind of over Moné at this point in AEW. I mean, shoot, she got it. She got paid. She's got the title. Who's to say how long this goes on? And Statlander, They have not handled her well. Just randomly turned her back to
She's
face and dropped Stokely for no
she was like
reason.
at 1.3 years ago, she was the strongest women's wrestler they had in their, I can't even call it a division, just strongest women's wrestler. And then they ended up putting her in a vending machine.
And while I'm on it,
They put her in a crane game, dude.
and while I'm at it, where the hell is even freaking where the hell is Wayne Brady's doppelganger anyways? Did he actually finally go fucking choke a bitch or something?
I don't know.
Seriously. Like, it was kayfabe reasons here, by the way. They never explained the actual reason on AEW programming. There is, but they forgot to fucking explain
It's just
it.
another example of their afterthoughts creatively. It's just an afterthought.
I mean, here's what happened between the two, if in case you all missed it. Basically, after Statlander defeated Nightingale at All Out, Hathaway and Statlander parted ways with the kayfabe reason for the split being Statlander had invoiced Hathaway a large sum of money to make up for physical therapy, emotional damages, and losing her shot at the CMLL World Championship. But it was never acknowledged on AEW programming because Wayne Brady's doppelganger went and pretty much recreated the scene sketch from Chappelle's show in real life. Man. And oh man, oh man. Alright, Dean.
Damn. Money.
And Quiet Jam.
Can you believe we've got two women's matches in this pay-per-view that both feel like glorified pre-show matches? That
Why do you,
Yeah,
Quadrant? Wait, Quadrant. Why do you always post that GIF?
Oh no.
So I love it. I just love it. Anyway, back to the question at hand. Okay, it shows a creative, both a creative and unsatisfactory precedence by Tony Khan and their creative to, like I said, it's sort of like how WWE approached Brock Lesnar as a special act. You know what I mean? They're not taken seriously, but they're there as a special attraction. It's no different from what they did with Omos, who is on his way to Pro Wrestling Noah as of the beginning of this coming new year. But like I said, this is another afterthought match, dude. Another afterthought match. Mercedes Money's had one good match in how many months she's been in AW? Like 10, 11? She had one good match, and that's not saying that, and this one match was better than the stuff she did in Stardom, and she got injured there, falling off the top rope at her own behest. But anyway, I dijack. This is literally a charity match for Chris Statlander. I hate to say it like that, but Statlander, Riho, how many more, Nyla Rose, how many more women's wrestlers who put in the good stuff? And I love that yawn there. It was really lovely there, Coffee. I loved it. Anyway, like I said, this is an afterthought match. This is a charity match for Statlander. It's only being done to make Mercedes Money still look like a champion, waiting for the inevitable turn by Camille against her. I'm gonna say Mercedes Money retains.
No doubt
because
about it.
nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No doubt about it. I'm going with Mercedes Money. And now to read Jesse's
Money.
picks from top to bottom here. Ospreay, Okada, Ospreay, Moxley, MJF, Mariah May, Takeshita, and Money. Very many. That's that. That's the last pay-per-view for the friggin' year. I guess
It's been a long year too, if I may say, when it comes to AEW. It's been a long year.
That again, my friend.
It's been a long year.
I hope they get their shit together come 2025, and yeah, that's all.
Well, the first part of it, you got to remember, AEW is strong in the beginning of the year rather than in the end of the year. It's a constant with them. They're the strongest at the end at the beginning rather than the end.
We'll see, man. So, for the last time for this year, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for watching. Good night, and
enjoy recreational marijuana in your free time.
I'll just see y'all whenever the next pay-per-view is. Just keep your eyes out for that. All right, bye-bye.